Right, I have a cough today. Right, so I'm here to talk about something interesting. I have this moment every night for the past 13 years. Because my battle began when I had my son and he's 13. So I've had this battle for 13 years where like mostly every night, I can't say every night because like some nights I'd be drunk. And so then I don't have these thoughts. But if it's a normal night, for sure, I will get to the point in my head where I will be like, I am nothing but a brain.
Oh no!
And I've been living my whole day as if I am more than just a brain. And really, I'm about to go to... Well, I guess you're finished with for your life.
No!
I was thinking about my hair, and I was talking to my hair because I talked to my hair because I grew my hair really long one time in my life, and it was like really down to my bum, and everyone used to be like, well, how did you grow your hair so long? And I said, I talked to it.
What?
And then I get other people to do it and then they say that it works. Like my hair just started growing because you talk to it. Anyway, so I was talking to my hair and I said like, oh, your ancestors. And I was talking about the hair that I used to have before my son was born. And then I just realized, I was like, oh my God, that's so sad. Like they are actually your ancestors. Like that hair that I had at that point, that hair is gone from here. And so that's your ancestors. I thought that was quite, silly but interesting. Anyway, so then I'm sitting in bed most nights and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a brain. I live my life as if I am a soul, but then I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna wake up again tomorrow in the same bed, in the same earth. And so then every time I always go back to like, am I a brain? Am I just a brain? Meanwhile, during the day, I have loads of beautiful moments with life where I'm like, I am a soul and this is beautiful and I'm gonna create this, I'm gonna create that, and yes, life is beautiful. And then I go to sleep and I'm like, did I just make all of that up?
No.
In my brain. Am I just a brain? And yeah, this battle, yeah, has led me into many different paths in life, right? Including depression, including my obsession with changing the world, my obsession with like finding out what life really is, right? Anyways, but the other day I was doing my affirmations or my mantras or whatever you call them, and I was like, and I had like things to do that day, so I really didn't want to go on, like, but I couldn't help it because I stopped and I was like, wait. And I got my pad and pen out and I talk out loud all the time to like the corner of my room because that's my comfort. Sorry if you don't do stuff like that. Anyway, so then I've got my pad and pen out and I'm like, wait. I need to get this because it hit me like a brick that day, right? Of like the brain versus the soul dilemma. So I started doing my usual thing where like I just started talking through everything. So then I was like, right, I put a line in the middle and I wrote on the left side, I said, I am just a brain. And then on the right side, I wrote, I am a soul. And then I put a bubble around both of those. And then I started doing, what do you call those things? Lines. Sorry. I started doing lines and then I started like doing all the things, what it means to just be a brain and what it means to be a soul, right? Because I was like, let me just look at this properly on paper, right? So then if I'm just a brain, right? First of all, what the sorry, but what the actual heck? What? So that's number one on the list. Number two on the list is that if I'm just a brain, that means that I'm an actual alien because like I wasn't born, right? And obviously that's what the doctors will say anyway. So I know people are already saying that, but I don't think that. So then if I am just a brain, that means that that's actually correct. Like I am not normal. And if I'm not normal, that means that I am crazy.
Oops.
You know where this is going, right? But it doesn't really ever go there. Anyway, so then if I'm just a brain, that means that I'm crazy. Because why do I think all these things? Why do I say all these things? Why do I think I am God? Why do I think I am more? Like, I'm just a brain. And then also another thing about if I'm just a brain, that means that when I die, nothing more will be of me. Like literally you just get this one span and that's it. And then you're just like done.
What?
Right? And then another thing, if I'm just a brain, that means that fear is actually real.
Hey!
And it's actually a fear-based reality, existence, because there is no belonging, there is no reason, there is no like order, like reason for order. There's just like this weird odd order that just kind of makes itself. Like, how do you keep the leaves together if there is no reason? And how do you keep this together or me together if there's no reason? That just all becomes quite confusing anyway. So then, and then another thing, if I'm just a brain, is that the survival of the fittest is real. Because then, you know, you are just on this one span and nothing does make sense. So then I will come out on top and I will be the best and and I will eat and I will feed myself. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, let me move away from that side for a second because that is just actually traumatic.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, if I'm a soul, which I pretend that I am all the time, but actually the coin doesn't really drop like, Nayna, you're a soul, because otherwise you wouldn't experience all of these fears and you wouldn't lay down every night and question if I'm just a brain, if you really knew that you were a soul. Anyways, if I'm a soul, line number 1 means that there is order. There is something going on more than me. There is order. I belong to something. I am a part of something. Not only that, if the system is all put together because I'm a soul and there is a system that I belong to, that system has to support itself for it to like continue to be. That means that I am supported. That means that when I die, there is something, and before I was born, there is something more to life. Anyway, so then I stopped there and I looked at this paper and I was like, hold on a minute. I swear I've been going on about this for like months on NG, about like this whole negative and positive thing. And here, right in front of my face, was a clear example of negativity and positivity.
Whoa.
If I believe that I'm just a brain, everything about that is negative. And if I believe that I am a soul, everything about that is positive. So then I went back to the middle line here and I was like, so what? Do I have a choice to choose between negativity and positivity? Does that mean then that I can create a soul? Does that mean that I can create support because I'm just creating out of nowhere? But where's the reality? Where's the real? What's actually there? And actually, if I don't have access to the reality, does that mean that I get to just choose? And if I'm gonna choose, obviously I'm gonna choose positivity, because that one over there makes me crazy. I belong in a mental hospital on that side, whereas on this side, I am fit for purpose. I am here for a reason. There is more to life. We are God. So I don't like that I have a choice, because I prefer the reality. Like, what is the reality? But because I don't have access to the reality, then I might as well have a choice. Thank God for that. And then I'm going to choose a positivity. So then I'm going to create that until the reality shows up, right? And that, putting that all on paper, which I really did, I put all of these like choice, question mark. And having that, and I put it on my wardrobe, really helps me every day now to fight this battle. Because like, hold on, if anything, this is a choice of negativity and positivity, so go away. If I'm just a brain, I don't want to just be a brain, go away. I'm gonna create a soul for myself.
What?
Says the woman who never existed ever again after that. I'm joking.
Wow.
And actually, in a fear-based side, the negative side of being just a brain, yeah, it makes sense why people then go preaching that you need to protect yourself from others. So even the spirituality, yeah, if you think about it, they have teachings that correlates and connects to just being a brain, which we actually technically are right now. We're experiencing ourselves as a brain, so that's a bit of a mind, really. This whole thing is a bit of a mind, if you think about it. But we are being a brain, and even the spiritual teachings and the beautiful spiritual teachings contain things about just being a brain, which is, oh, you need to protect yourself from negativity. Oh, you need to, push people away if they're bringing negativity into your life. Like, protection from others belongs into just the brain, because there is no order, there is no reason, there is no belonging. And then if you don't belong to somewhere and if you don't have reason to be there, then you're going to feel scared. And if you're going to feel scared, you have to protect yourself from others. And that mentality is all fear-based.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's funny about this earth and me existing here and having a hard time, but not right now, I'm having actually a great time of life, but I've had a very hard time in the past, right? What's funny about this world is that people, if you picture my graph again, right? I am just a brain, I am just a soul. Most people in this earth right now, even if they believe that they are not a brain, they live as if they are a brain. Because even me, I say I am a soul, I am God, yet when something comes out of nowhere, I'm like, ah! When somebody like touches me, I'm like, who's that? Is that behavior of somebody who has a soul, who belongs to something? No. So we all still behave as if we are a brain. And a lot of those people believe that they actually are just a brain, that when they die, nothing will be of them. And then some of those people who behave like they're just a brain, they do feel like they're gonna go on after they die. Yet we're all just behaving like we're brains, and this is a problem. Because why? Because then we do things that the brain only has capacity to process and to do, which is limited.
Oops.
And so then it does limiting things, like doesn't understand something quick enough, and therefore it lashes out. Poor little thing. You just imagine these brains like, I don't understand. Ah, bang. So I get it. It's not nice to not understand. I completely get it. Anyway, so even though most people live in this bubble of I am just a brain, here I am in this earth wanting to die because of these things, right? And now I'm gladly past that, and actually I just want to live to tell you this, right? That I must be a mother soul. I must be, because what the And then also, why am I here? How do I exist? And then also, well, how am I being kept together? There's like so many questions about, I'm just a brain. And then that just opens up a whole, actually both of them do. They just open up so much questions. But here we are, we have to find the answers. And I must be a soul. I must be a soul. Why am I so passionate sitting here talking? If I am just a brain, I must be a soul. And before I conclude, yeah, of like what it means to be, if I am a soul, what does that mean, right? Which I'm saying that I must be a soul, right? Because I need to finish with that, because that is just the fireworks of everything, right? But before I say that, life is showing me, yeah, that we have choices in these moments. And I know the choices sometimes are just see-through, right? And then you have to like teach yourself to really control everything, right? But when you do, and you see the choice, and you have a choice, and then now here I am with a choice. Nayna, do you want to think that you're a brain, or do you want to think that you're a soul? One's negative, one's positive. What you gotta choose? One is better than the other. So when people like debate with me and they're like, no, that's not what life is, I don't understand it, because it's like, what I'm saying, isn't that better than what you're saying? It's like me saying, do you want to have ice cream or do you want to have poo? And then you're like, no, we must have poo. And it's like, dude, I'm offering you ice cream and you're choosing poo. And that's how it feels to me. Like when people debate with me, it's like, are you listening to what I'm saying? Because what you're saying is like so much worse. Yet you're sticking up for what you're saying. Anyway, so then for me, that's just weird. But if the choice is there, I'm going to choose the better one. The better one is that I am a soul. The worst one is that I am a brain. Especially if you're gonna die and never exist again. Especially if you don't belong to nothing. Especially if survival for the fittest is real and you have to live in fear. Like, no thank you, I don't want that stuff. And so then I must be a soul. So to end this video, let's round up what that means. Like I said, the coin never drops, does it? Until you have proof, which I need, everybody needs proof, right? Until you have proof, the coin doesn't really drop, because you're not seeing it. Like for example, if I'm in my room and I'm by myself, and if I'm pretending to talk to angels, or I'm thinking, yeah, I'm talking to angels because I'm a soul, dude, I am by myself in my room. And until I see energies, which obviously sometimes I see energies, but again, they're not humans, they're not dogs, they're not windows, there's something that I don't understand. And so then for as long as I don't understand and I don't comprehend and I don't have proof that I understand, then the coin doesn't drop. Now, when the coin drops, right, imagine this. Support is reality. Belonging is reality. Peace is reality. Safety is reality. Beauty is reality. Honestly, I don't know what happened on earth. I don't know. But let's look at this beautiful soul thing, right? All of that is beautiful. And if that is real, then there's an angel right with you right now. Right now. There's somebody right watching you. And I don't know why we can't see them. That's just so much here that we need to fix, right? But it's real. And if it's real, isn't that fireworks? You have an angel right next to you. Turn around and say hi, and I'm sorry that you can't see it, because that's very inconvenient. Right, anyway, so I just wanted to leave you with that because that makes me feel happy. Like, oh my gosh, like if I am a soul, which I act like I am, when the coin drops, like please drop. And I have these dropping moments, and then the coin just like elevates back upwards. But the coin drops and I'm like, oh, I'm not alone. I am safe. I have support. I belong. There was something before I was born, there was something after I died. And then I lay down and I'm like, am I just a brain? But right, okay, the battle will come to an end, guys, because we have to live as our souls, and that's my goal. And then when I reach that goal, which I will reach that goal, I will be telling everybody how and what is happening. And I will be living as my soul. And when I live as my soul, seeing with my soul, as my soul, not as Nayna the body, but as the soul, I'll let you know how that goes, because that's what I'm going to do. And I know there's many of you out there who like, that's impossible. That's not the game on earth. That's not what it is to be a human. Sorry, I don't mean to mock you, but you're kind of mocking me by telling me I can't do it. No, I'm sorry. I'm not retaliating either. I'm just saying that I don't take those words. I cross them out. What? And I say, I'm living as my soul. There you go. Thank you very much. Until next time, I will be back with another video. Okay, bye.